Hello and welcome to Relish Crafts, where we relish in our crafts. I am Frankie Mac and I'm here to show you how it is that I decided to style up my looks that we recently thrifted. This is just a few of them and I tend to kind of style them up in different ways just by switching up my accessories. There's more to come, okay? Usually I end with my most glamorous piece, but today I think I'm gonna end with my most favorite piece. And I thought it was my most glamorous piece, but as I was styling up the looks, it turns out there was another one that was much more my favorite. Now, this very see-through caftan. I don't know if it came with a slip underneath it. It may have been a glamorous pool cover-up thing, I don't know. I really love the idea of old Vegas glamour, okay? Like from all the different time periods. So like if you went down to the pool, you were very glamorous. And I would imagine this being something that would pass as very stylish in those times. I love Vegas. Me and my wife love Vegas. I love dressing up in Vegas and going to fancy restaurants or not so fancy. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to dress up. Girl, there is nothing like going to a roulette table that plays with quarters. I think quarters. I don't know what it is now. It's been a while. Been years actually. Quarters, right? But the table buy-in max is like $3 or $5, right? But it's like quarters. I mean, you could do dollars. You could do whatever you want, girl, but I love a minimum, okay? And that I'm sitting there looking like this with my quarter chips, betting like I'm betting hundreds of dollars and getting cocktails from the cocktail waitresses dressed like this. And it's never on the strip. Girl, you're never gonna have that experience on the strip with a $10 prime rib. Yes, that is me all the way. I don't know if that's you. Girl, it doesn't have to be. It's just, that is me. That's very much me. I don't know if that's strange or not, but I have a good time. Because look, I want to gamble. I want to have a good time. Under $100, if you will please. Okay, like I'm not trying to break the bank here. The house always wins. The odds are stacked against me. I love playing. It's playing a game. It's really fun. Sometimes you win, sometimes you break even. And girls, sometimes, if not most, you lose. But it doesn't have to. Wouldn't it be so fun, you guys, if we could book one of those old Vegas type casinos and we're all dressed up to the nines and the stuff we love, but we're gambling with quarter chips. Girl, I would live. I would be getting my life. I would love that. Sending that out to the universe. Order placed. So, I'm sorry. I get derailed. I already wore this actually. I'll tell you about that later. So anyways, and it's still too long, okay? I haven't altered it. I think that I'm going to make a video where we make caftan alterations. So I'm just gonna save it for that. I'm gonna try to come up with some easy ways that you could kind of tweak a caftan, I don't know, to give you different ways of altering it. Like if it's too long, if you wanna give yourself a waist, I think it might be interesting to make just a small video on how to alter your caftan. And so I saved this alteration for that idea. So girl, but that didn't stop me from wearing it, okay? I know I have a style sister in the chat who's like, girl, my projects don't gotta be finished for me to enjoy them. And I agree. I have showcased a infinity scarf just like this in the color green. And I love to wear these very fuzzy infinity scarves over the caftan to enhance the glamour, if you will. You can Google infinity scarf, faux fur, whatever. They make them. The ones that I have found, they're pricey. But girl, all these looks get switched up with accessories. I think that accessories are worth investing in, okay? If you're gonna save yourself some cash by thrifting your looks, we should invest in accessories that then elevate that look. My opinion. Okay? Okay, so I tried it on for you just simply, okay? And look, it was dark. It was nighttime. I didn't check my footage. Should I have worn a darker slip? Yes. Is it okay that I wore a nude shade one? Also yes, okay? It's okay. It's covered up. It's just a nude colored slip. Maybe you are in Vegas and you want to look a little bit more delicious, but covered up still. You can go with the nude slip. You can go with the dark slip. You can wear a spaghetti strap dress underneath it. Girl, whatever you want, it's your world. It's just this time for this style up, I just went with what I had and it was a nude colored slip and I was okay with it. Girl, it's okay. I think just by itself in that way with some gold jewelry with your hair pinned up, the glamour is there. This is a very glamorous piece of fabric. By itself, it doesn't take much effort. I hope that you agree that by adding this fuzzy infinity scarf over the shoulders, just gives it a very glamorous look that I am all about, that I truly love. I hope you agree. I just love wearing those over caftans like that. And I've said it before, it just reminds me of like those glamour shot photos. I never had one. I always wanted one. I've always wanted to have one of those glamour shots that make you look like you're in heaven and there's always like a fuzzy feathery thing around you. I never got to have one done. That's what it reminds me of and I love it. And other things. It reminds me of a whole lot of other things. I don't know if it's 60s or 70s. Girl, I don't know my eras, but it's definitely glamour. Oh my God. You know, I don't smoke, but I love those telescope filters. I tried like fake vaping pens. I've tried fake not just vaping pens, but not inhaling, and I can't do it. I tried to force myself to smoke cigarettes, and I can't do it because of the old movies make it look so glamorous, and I just don't understand it. Like, and back then you were roller setting your hair, you weren't even washing it every day. That smell is very unpleasant in your hair, the way it gets trapped in there, in your clothes, and they're smoking in the house. Girl, I don't know how they got by in those days, but it's horrific, the smell. I literally turned green. But you know what? In Vegas, I think they have really good type of exhaust systems that it doesn't bother me too much. But all that to say that I wish this makes me want a telescope filter with some kind of a gag cigarette so that I could just blow smoke like I'm smoking, like in those movies. Because I've been influenced by the movies and I think it looks very glamorous. And I know it's not. I know it's quite the opposite, okay? Jesus, I'm just sharing here. I'm being very vulnerable in sharing that. And the thing that I love about these infinity scarves, they could kind of, you wear them as a muff, right? Because it's a circular thing that you could take it off if it gets too warm or you want to hold it in a different way. I think it's a lovely idea to wear a muff. Actually, I want to make a muff. That would be a good idea. That's very glamorous, very practical, very versatile thing that we need to bring back. Muffs, bring them back. So I have this here, and I don't know what this is called because I know a poncho is like one full piece of fabric with a neck hole cut out, right? But this one's open. So is it a shawl? Is it a wrap? Is it a poncho? Girl, I don't know. I'm sure you'll help me out. I have one in my style up here. It's the same. It's the same shape where it's a rectangle, right? A very large rectangle with a cut on one of the panels that you then wrap around yourself, okay? They come in all different designs. They're everywhere. And at least in my thrift stores, girl, they're everywhere. This one just is more elevated and glamorous and fancy, in my opinion, because it's got this fuzzy textured fabric here. And that's pretty much it. Whenever I can collect anything with this fuzziness, like I have a little vintage hat that has it, and I have a pair of heels that have it. I think it's wonderful to match up this fuzzy, glamorous look. This, whenever I want to glamorize or elevate anything, girl, it could be a very basic black dress. Once I put this on, it's elevated. I really love it. My mic is here, so I can't, but like I like to throw it over one shoulder. I like to even intentionally, like my pashminas, wear it over one shoulder. Oh, I just feel so glamorous. You know how dresses used to have like a piece of fabric that was like a train I love that. And this gives me like I have that feeling, right? Like this little train here. And this is just like if I want to ease it on and off, okay? I think it looks glamorous. I love it. If you don't want an easy on and off, and what I mean, it's like you're sitting down or sitting up, maybe you're watching a play, or I don't know. You can wear a belt over the panel you've draped in front of you, and it's more secure, right? You're not taking it on and off. You're leaving it on. And I think it looks fabulous. So far, we love pashminas, okay? And not just pashminas, scarves, because a scarf can be sashayed over you as well. And these ponchos, shawls, girl, I don't know what this is. You're gonna help me. Also, look at this. This is so cute. You just buckle it up, girl, and the glamour, it's there. It's so easy. Like I said, I think we should invest in accessories. And I have another faux fur shawl, whatever that is, and I put that over it. If you don't want to play up the black and you want to play up the more brown tones in this, gold, whatever, you can wear a brown one. There are no rules, okay? And I show you what it looks like with a different color faux fur, when it's open, when it's closed. I think it looks fabulous, very glamorous, all very practical, easy to come by accessories. You know, if it's not in your thrift store, we can shop and thrift online now, making all of these accessories very much possible. So right now I'm trying to summon summer, okay? It's cold outside right now, but it's very green. You wanna see? No more snow, now it's very green outside. But we're getting a lot of rain, and I wanna be in my summery resort wear, call the sun forward moment right now. That's the approach that I took with this. This is a beautiful skirt. I love it. I love the fabric. I love the movement. It's actually a little bit longer in the front and back, so it's kind of like a curved hem. So it's circular, right? And so it's lovely because it kind of hangs lower in the front and in the back. It's a lovely orange, and like I've said, girl, I'm not out there looking for orange items. I just happen to find a lot of orange in the stuff that I'm looking for. I also thrifted. I love this little sweater. It feels nice. I like that it says Ciao, that it has this really cute cocktail on here. I don't know, it felt nice, looks nice. And I paired it together for a very kind of tourist resort look, you know, blending contemporary with our very ethnic looking skirt, very fun. I'm doing this so that you see how versatile our pieces are. You know, they play well with contemporary pieces as well. I was having fun wearing the orange stuff with my orange sunglasses. I don't get very many opportunities to wear my orange sunglasses. And that's another thing. I have invested in an array of sunglasses, and they're all just plastic sunglasses, you know, ones that I can thrift, or if I do go and vacation somewhere, you know, there's always like vendors with sunglasses. I love picking up different color ones that agree with my face shape or my head size. And then I paired it, hey, I went orange bang with this one. I paired it with this cover up, little tunic top, a little Caftan moment here. I paired it together. Girl, go maximalist, go. It's in the same orange color. Why not? There's bling on the skirt and there's bling on the top. Let's do it. And so I just show you what that looks like together. I paired it with one of the little orange style ethnic handbags that I have. I think it's super fun. I think it looks good. I tucked in this top too, just to show you, like you could switch it up. It's the same top, but you can tie it up, tuck it in, not tuck it in halfway, one side. Girl, it's so many different ways that you could tweak your look to agree with you. I love this. I don't know what it is because there's no tags. I find a lot of the items that I'm looking at, the tags are cut out, especially like the materials and what they're made out of. I think this is, maybe it's a cotton linen or maybe it's just cotton. I don't know. But I loved how like summery it is. And it's got this really sweet embroidered gold sun on the pocket. And it just looks very kind of summery, you know? It's just a nice little fun top. And so I paired it with my really fun orange skirt. just to show you how these things play together. You know, if you're vacationing or you're just going, you know, into town, I think that looks good, you know, because this could look very flashy and dressed up. How it is that you wear, you know, your pairings can dress it down or pare it down or make it more palatable for a more casual, everyday look. I hope you agree. And I've told you that, girl, I hope you have sun hats. Like I have sun hats that have flowers, different colors, different sizes, right? The brim. I have a huge one that I've never seen before. I snatched it up years ago, and I've dragged that thing to everywhere that I've ever lived and moved because I've never seen one like it. I think I picked it up, strangely enough, at a Ross or something. It was outrageously large. I was like, I want that for the rest of my life. And it's very big. I have different sizes ones, and they all have a different look. And I paired one with my orange look, and I think it looks really nice. You know, it's a different color brown, also different colors, different patterns. Pick them up. If you like styling things up the way that I do, girl, you're gonna need those sun hats. And there's plenty out there at the Thrift. In my opinion, where I'm at, I've found no shortage of sun hats, and they're always pretty much in good condition. Like I have found quite a few that were that Scala brand. Like pretty sure that's a good hat brand. So it's possible, definitely online, you know. Oh my gosh, and you could dress them up with scarves and put your own floral arrangement on it. Fabulous. They're fabulous. And I think it really elevates and sets the tone and the mood. You know, this I would easily wear waterside to go have cocktails, but I still have my really cool boho ethnic piece matched up with some contemporary ones and my sun hat. Fabulous. I hope you remember in our field trip when I found this one. I almost left it behind and then I went back for it because I'm like, no, this is so ethnic. I love it. I love that this chest piece here is embroidered. The pattern is very ethnic, fun. And the length of these sleeves is interesting. I put it on for you by itself so that you could see what it looks like. It looks very much house dress. I'm just lounging in my home doing laundry, comfortably at that. And then I put on my accessories, right? Jewelry and one of these. I found this at that same store where I found this caftan. Now, like I said, this is rectangular, just like the black one. You're gonna help me name whatever this is. A shawl? A shawl? To me, it just looks very poncho. And it's just a large rectangle, right? With the cut here, the opening, that then you put on. To the untrained eye, these are conflicting patterns from different parts of the world. Not that I know where any of them are from, but I disagree. I think that that is a very boho eclectic mix infusion of things, very global, if you will, whatever, label it whatever you want. I think that they go well together. I thought they play nicely. I'm looking at shapes mostly, you know. I think this is a rectangular shape. This is a rectangular shape. There is triangle shapes on this. There is triangle shapes on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. And most times. And I think paired together, they look well. And I don't only think it looks good. I think there's like a tribal glamour to it. I really love it. I'm so happy I went back for this. I just knew I could style it up. Sometimes you don't think so. You know, when you see it on the hanger, you might think, oh, it just looks like a house dress you might lounge in and not look very dressy in, but I disagree. It's all in your accessories and how you decide to present yourself in it, you know? I think it looks really nice with this wrap, and I just styled it up for you a few different ways, okay? And then I added a hat. It looks wonderful. I mean, it looks tribal, then a little bit Western. I just love how adding the hat made it look. I then also put a belt on. Now, I didn't wrap the belt around the front and the back of this wrap. I only belted the front two panels and tied it in the back. And so it left the back panel flowy in the back, which I've described that's something that I love for it to do, right? It gives you a waist, but it's not clinging to your body back here, you know. I took this off and decided to wrap a pashmina on it. There's a lot of maroons, pinks, reds up in this pattern, and I thought a maroon pashmina is gonna look fire on this thing, and I think it does, okay? Now, I don't know if you've noticed in some of those looks, I wore it just by itself, right? Just the dress. But in some of the looks, I decided to add these pants that I thrifted. Oh my gosh, you guys. I wish I could have these pants in every color. They are fantastic. You know, it's just to add another layer. Maybe it's too cold and you want to add some pants. But the thing about these pants, I don't know if they're like a parachute style or what, but they're fantastic. There's a lot of volume to them, okay? So when I add it, this goes down to my ankles. But because when I add these pants underneath it, it reshapes it. It goes like a triangle shape. It balloons the bottom out. And oh my God, I think it looks fabulous. So I put the pants on underneath the dress, okay? Just so that you could see it by itself. It gives it a new shape, right? But then adding the pashmina, right? Because it matches with these pants. Oh my goodness, I think it looks fabulous to have that bit of maroon from the pants peeking at the bottom. And it looks so wonderful. I hope you agree. And then I just so happen to have a maroon hat. I mean, if you find a hat that you love, and I hope that you are able to, you know, pick up more than one color, because if you can find something that, you know, is in the common color scheme that you wear, you know, like I have quite a few pashminas that are maroon. And so a maroon hat is going to pair well with that. And these pants are just beautiful. And I love how it kind of brings the dress out at the bottom. I would say if you're out thrifting or maybe you're online shopping, look for something like this. I really don't know what this is called. I don't know if it's like a parachute style pant, but I mean, it's easy to skim the pants and you'll see them. It's like a lot of fabric and you're gonna be like, what is that? Think of it as a layering piece, okay? I think that this was a complete score. I hope I come across more of them. Like I said, when I thrifted them, these ties here, you could pull them and it ruches up. So it probably creates an even more voluminous silhouette when you do that. But I just love them. I'm gonna keep an eye out for long flowy pants like this to put underneath my caftans from here on out. This was one of our field trip finds, and it's a caftan. It's very modern. And maybe you like modern looks. And so I was just thinking like, it might be a fun challenge to pick this one up, right? Because it's a complete opposite of the more ethnic ones. To how would I style up something more new, you know, in the way that I like to style things up. And so I put it on by itself so you could see, you know, just what it looks like. And then I just simply added a kimono to it, black and white in a different pattern. Why not? I love mixing patterns. I think it's very boho to do that, you know, but it's in the same color scheme. And so I know that if I do that, that it's going to be okay, girl, because I like it. Okay. And it's a very, very relaxed look when you add the kimono, the duster on top of it. And I was wearing these leopard print slides that I favor greatly. I've had for years. Thank the gods they've held for this long. But I liked how the black and white looked on it. And I remember I had a scarf. I have a leopard print scarf. And so I used it to tie it around my waist. I think it looks fantastic that way. I think it goes. I think it's wonderful. And I had fun playing with this super fun little bag I thrifted. It's brown, it's got some large sequins, and some of them are faded, but I love that look. I think it contributes. Just like this one is faded and worn, girl, it goes with my aesthetic to have things that are well loved and well worn that go with that traveler boho vibe that I'm going for. And I love this little bag. And because, you know, I was just playing with the browns and the golds and the animal print, I think it went well. And look, I love this headpiece that I made. Is it for everyone? I'd like to think so, but the world doesn't, okay? And I love using this accessory to style it up. I think it's very interesting looking, okay? It gives me very goddess, queen of the Nile vibes. You may or may not agree. Hey, I'm not giving historical backgrounds and explanations here. Girl, it's a feeling that it gives me, okay? I'm not saying you're gonna find this imprinted into Egyptian text. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, girl, I went to Egypt and I saw this in the tomb. No. What I'm saying, girl, it gives me the feeling and the vibes, queen vibes, okay? And you may or may not like it, but girl, I like it. And I like how it makes me feel. I like how I look in it, okay? It's not for everybody. And the numbers on that video will tell you, girl, the people aren't liking it, but I love it. And so I paired it with this look, okay? And I loved it. I like it with my headpiece. So with the leopard print scarf, I then added my sun hat to it. And I think it looks very glamorous, very fun, very much beach vibes, very much summer vibes, just because you added the sun hat, but it's fabulous nonetheless. Now, I also have this scarf. Oh, come on. Girl, get it together. Oh, damn it. I just snagged the hell out of it because I set it aside to grab it. What snagged it? Girl, what snagged it? This. This damn bone snagged my damn scarf. Shoot. Oh. So, I have this fabulous black and white scarf, right? It's in the same stripes. And so I try to make it look kind of like a belt, right? I folded it. I try to make the stripes kind of go down too. And so I just tied it around my waist to just give myself a little bit of a shape. And I think that with my headpiece looks fabulous. That scarf, okay? That striped scarf matched up with this caftan, I thought was perfect. And then with some golden jewelry, perfect. You can't tell me otherwise. I love it. Girl, are you going to the Kentucky Derby? Are you? Because if you are, then show up and show out in your caftan, okay? Wear your derby style hat, your fascinator, but go in your caftan, okay? I think it's wearable. I would do it. I would still show up in my lovely aesthetic that I love, but comply with the style standards of that event, in that I still wear my fascinator, but it's all truly me still, you know? So I think that I was just having fun here, and I was like, man, because I have a hat, right, obviously, that is also black and white, and I was like, I'm just gonna pair it with this, and then I'm like, well, where would I wear this to? Like, oh, the freaking Kentucky Derby, you know? I'd be like, oh, let's invite Frankie. And then I would wear my caftan with my fantastical hat. Girl, and I will serve the looks. Honestly, my favorite look out of all of these, I have a special soft spot for the glamour of this, this one. But it was this one that we thrifted at our second location. I absolutely adore the color, the shapes on this one. And you know what? This one is 100% polyester. And I adore it. I freaking love it. I love the imagery, the shapes, the lines. I love the colors. I love that there's that white in there and how the figures just stand out. I love their use of color. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. So I put it on, you know, with my hair up and some very basic accessories because the print is everything, you know, just some red heels. I was just really, it was all about the print of this caftan. And I paired it, you know, just with a large red bag. And then I hung scarves, colorful scarves off of the red bag that were also 100% polyester so that the fabrics sheen, the fabrics matched in that way, right? I mean, there were different prints, but they were the same material. And so in that way they matched. I decided on different colors so that it just played up on the color aspect of this look. And I thought that choosing, you know, a red earring and a red necklace, and this is when I figure out, because I'm new to this whole styling looks up and making things, it's new to me. So then I'm like, okay, I need more red accessories, you know? So it always reminds me like, okay, be on the lookout for more red, more greens, oranges. So I'm still acquiring my collection. I'm not operating from a place of I'm fully set here. I'm not, you know. The red pieces that I did have, I paired up with it and I think it looked fabulous. And then I put these pants underneath that caftan and I just fell in love with the look. This is my favorite look. I put one of my colorful headbands, right, that had like shapes on my head. This very cool, just kind of bandana, but with a scarf look. Very still kind of resort wear, very summer, very cool, very artsy. Oh my God, I fell in love with this look. I love it so much. And I loved how like billowy it was at the bottom and that I'm still just kind of wearing slides. Oh, I loved it so much. I hope you agree. I think it looks so freaking cool. I took one of the bandanas and wrapped it around my waist with my hair up, like the versatility here. Okay, we went from super cool, we went to, you know, elegant, a little bit more, just, there's so many different ways that you could change up your look just by pinning up your hair or leaving it down, using a different kind of sunglass. Wonderful how versatile your overall outcome of your look can be when you're just putting a different scarf on, whether it's on your waist or your head or on your bag. I use this little red crossbody bag and I liked it was like in this triangular shape, right? Because I'm tying the scarf in a triangle. There's very sharp shapes in the caftan. And I thought that that bag just kind of looked really neat with this look. And I just show you like the different ways the accessories moved around with my hair in different ways, just changes everything. But my favorite look was with the scarf on my head, with those sunglasses, the pants underneath, with that triangle bag. Like, oh my gosh, that was my favorite look out of all of these looks. So I wanted to share with you that I've already worn this. I came home and I had like 30 minutes to get ready. I wanted to take you guys with me, but I had run out of time that day. And my wife had bought tickets for this drag queen brunch, which is a very big deal in California and the West Coast. It's like so many different places have this type of event. And it's a place of community where we go to support each other and, you know, just kind of give back and just be with one another and enjoy some very adult humor. Sometimes playing bingo or just over brunch, right? And so this one was over brunch. And it was the first time that this event was taking place at this event center. They were trying to put it on. I was very privileged, I know now, that I've moved out of my hometown, that I had a neighborhood accessible to me. If I don't go out and partake in a lot of these events, it'll never exist. It'll never be, because it takes money to run a business. It takes money to pay performers, right? And so we just went to go support. We bought the tickets, we went. I had no idea, you know, I'm new to this area, and I walk into this space and it was like a food court in a mall, but very small, very small. It was a 2-story structure, very small. But when you walked in, it was like there was a bunch of food places. I noticed that the food places were sharing a kitchen, and there was other little shop vendors, and upstairs was the open venue space. And so I was confused when we walked in, because it looked just like nothing I've ever seen before. I was like, whoa, what is this? Is kind of bizarre. And it was a bazaar indeed. And so I walk in and we go to the table where they're taking our tickets, right? And because it's open to the public, this event was only accessible to people who paid for that ticket, right? So, but there was like general public in there with you as well. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I hear this woman saying, sister, sister. And I was like, what? I was just taken back by that, because that's just something that I use here on my channel. And I turn around and it's this Indian woman. And she goes, sister. I'm like, yes, sister? I'm like, because I grew up saying that, you know, we grew up in a very evangelical church where we were to dress each other as sister, Sister Mary, sister whatever, you know, this type of thing. And so it's not unusual for me to hear it and see it and say it to my elders or, you know, whatever. You, girl, I'm very sorry. I'm talking too much now. I've had comments about that. Girl, you talk too much. Like, it's my channel. You're in my house. Girl, I want to talk to you, okay? Thank you for listening. I turn around and she's like, sister, and she's waving me like this. And she has this little shop. It's her bazaar in this bazaar. And I'm just like taking it all in. Like, what is this place about? It's so strange, you know, in a cool way, in the coolest way possible. I'm looking at her wares and her stuff, and it's all stuff from India. It's pashminas. There's caftans. There's like harem style pants. And she's got Indian jewelry. You know, I own a few Indian pieces, but my stuff is like, I've got Ethiopian stuff. I got stuff from so many different places. Tibetan jewelry, some of my favorite. I recognized it right away. I was like, oh, and I was looking around and I was like, I love your store. And she's like, thank you, sister. And I was like, I'll come back, okay? I have to go to the show because we were already running late. And so I was like, I will be back. And she's like, yes, please, sister. I was like, okay, cool, okay. I came back and I said, can I take a video of your store? And she said, yes, you know? And she was very excited to share with me her shop. She was showing me all of her different things, okay? And I just want to read to you the little mission statement about this place, okay? Just so you get an idea of what was going on here, why there was just one kitchen for so many restaurants. It's like a co-op opportunity that this corporation created for these people. The Bazaar is a marketplace that empowers refugees and immigrants to launch their small businesses. It provides them with retail space to showcase their cultural crafts, foods, and traditions. The goal is to create economic opportunities while celebrating diversity. And I love that. What I want to tell you is that everything in her shop was made of the most polyester of polyesters, okay? But this is what she chose to share with everybody, okay? That was her passion and her love, are these fashions and wares from her country. That's what she decided to showcase. A very polyester caftan like this one in her shop was $20 brand new. And I am going to support her. I don't even care. I don't feel any type of way about it. I'm gonna support this woman. I'm gonna support her dreams, and I'm gonna buy that polyester caftan. Historically, okay, this is the one time I am going to share something historical. We would wear very good natural fabrics, right? Like wool. It kept us warm, but it was itchy as hell. We would wear undergarments, okay, made out of cotton, the chemise, I believe it's called. And that was to create a protective barrier that was much more comfortable, breathable than the wool, right? That was like very itchy and uncomfortable. This is even in Victorian times, you know, we wore our little cotton pants underneath to create a barrier from all that other stuff that we were wearing, crinoline or whatever the hell, okay? Girl, get your history somewhere else, not here. What I want to say or impress upon you is that polyester is here to stay. Girl, it's everywhere. People like this woman are selling it. You know, that's what they want to showcase. That's what it is now. I don't know what to do or say about that other than I'm going to support her and her dreams, and she's selling me polyester, okay? I know that I've said I wear a dress slip underneath my caftans. I don't just wear it for modesty, okay? I'm wearing it to create a layer between me and the polyester. This is just some examples. I don't have everything here, okay? This is a cotton slip. These are things that I thrifted and bought. I've shared with you that Target sells a bunch of varying types of dress slips, okay? This, you might substitute one if you insist on thrifting one. You could find like a nightgown, right? In a fabric that you like. These are the dress slips that Target sells. I love this fabric. It's like a nylon spandex. I like it. This is a dress slip, okay? It may look like a nightgown. Girl, maybe it is. Shoot, what the heck do I know? But it's a dress slip, and these are other slips that exist, right? They come in different sizes. Now, these slips here, of course, you can wear them as a skirt, but you can also pull them up and wear it kind of like underneath your tunic tops. You can invest in undergarments that you like, in the fabric that you like, okay? There are silk ones that exist. There's very thin, beautiful silk that come in like harem pant style or just a long pant style that you can wear underneath your thrifted items or the different stuff that you buy, okay, that are made from different materials. And there are little blouse shaped silk undergarments, okay? Are they gonna cost a lot? Absolutely they are. But they are an investment. And because they're made of such good quality materials with the right care, they will last you a long time. And so I don't have all the answers. What I am saying is that this is what I do. This is how I wear these things. This is how I go about wearing them. And there's just so much out there that is just polyester. And that's how I wear it. I wear something underneath it, whether it be cotton, the nylon spandex, or just all these other different things that feel lovely, okay? So maybe that's something to look out for if you wanna solve for that issue. It may not even work for you, but it might work for some of you, okay? When you're out thrifting, maybe take a look at the nightgown section or the underwear section and see if you can find some silk items there. You know, and maybe you find a silk top that plays well, that will sit nicely underneath your tunic tops or your caftans, you know, some silk pants. That's something to be on the lookout for, you know. So I just wanted to talk to you about that, okay? I don't know if that helps or if that matters. I just wanted to share that with you. So I bought some things from Ramula, okay? I love her. I am her sister and she is my sister, okay? And we are fashion sisters. And she was so proud to show me what it is that she carried in her shop. And when I made my purchases, she said, "Thank you, sister. You are helping my business. Thank you." I want to go back to that place. And it makes me emotional. I want to go back to that place and showcase her store. And I don't have a big channel and I don't have a lot of followers and she doesn't have an online store. But if I can showcase her store in where she's at, right? If I go there and I showcase her shop and I dress myself up in her things, she had saris and I said, "Oh wow, you can dress me up in your saris and we could show people how to dress up these fashions and stuff." And she was just so excited. And you know, part of that would be sharing her location and showcasing her place, you know, in hopes that somebody will go there and buy something from her, you know? So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now, guys. I'm sorry that this was a long chatty style up, but I hope by now you've gotten to know me a little bit and it's not too annoying. And I just want to acknowledge my channel members. I'm so excited to be able to say that, you know, and I love to show their names in my intro style font because you guys are just sprinkling magic all over my heart, my art, and my home. Everyone is excited, you know. I get to tell my family, like, I have another channel member. So thank you so much, Style Sisters. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I love you for that. And until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.